All right. All right. Salute to everyone watching True Colors for the very first time. I'm going to bring out what I have found, or what I see something that has happened or is supposed to happen. The way that we have known the scriptures, or the way it was taught, or whatever. It's like a seal, or keeping things veiled. I'm gonna see some things, this couple, whatever, and they're gonna bring more of a visual, descriptive manner versus what we have known. And it started with the father. I was just looking at some things, and then I was like, let me try something. And I did it. And I was like, this is interesting. It's very, very interesting. It's mind blowing. We're just gonna get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and play this intro. And you're gonna be amazed, just like I am, like amazed. Yeah.
Other Psalms.
Revelations. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark into his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Satan cast into the lake of fire. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. The great white throne. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was in the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works, in death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But I will tell you what will happen to cowards and to everyone who is unfaithful or dirty-minded or who murders or is sexually immoral or uses witchcraft or worships idols or tell lies. They will be thrown into that lake of fire and burning sulfur. This is the second death.
Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Hey, Yahuwah says we your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Multitude like the haters, not your haters, they're your fruit.
Beats by all the songs.
Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors. Ayy, when you learn the truth, it will set you free. Many are held captive, stolen identity. But let me just shoot the breeze, release you from Satan's squeeze. He's all like enemies, no matter the color you see. That truth reign.
By all the songs.
Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, yeah, yeah, truth colors.
Okay, so we're gonna dig in just a little bit because I'm gonna find this out with a lot of scriptures, and it's giving a whole new spin on things. Like, this book is amazing. It is. It's when you think you know, it goes through and show you something totally different that you didn't know. So people would definitely go to college for this understanding, get a degree in teaching what is the way man perceives and thinks about this word. But when you begin to see what it's saying from a different standpoint, it changes the whole narrative. And it brings things that is so far away, it brings it right close and sits it on your lap. Now, once that happens, you have a choice either to receive it, don't receive it. It is what it is. when I say this, and I'm going to bring it out the way I'm bringing it out, it's, I can't explain to it. I really can't even put into words. It's like unlocking something. Okay? So you can see a lock. You can see keys. But just because you see a lock doesn't mean you have the key for that lock. Doesn't mean that your key that you have can fit that lock. So, the same thing with the mindsets. The way that certain things is read is what, and you find the true ultimate meaning behind it, is the perfect example of hiding the truth in plain sight, which goes right into they'll have eyes, but they can't see. They have ears, but they can't hear. People be like, what does that mean? It means you might see a lock, you might see a key. But if that lock did not come from you, you don't have the key to it. Now, you could try to go and make your own key. The same person will be the same thing as a thief and a robber. But then when you start to see that things are moving or is done in a different manner, it's going to expose you. Well, Messiah, he blows my mind. Even though he accompanies me, or I accompany him everywhere he goes, and we're one, I'm still blown away by him. I'm still taken back by what I read, by what I see. I don't think like, oh, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I heard that before. Yep, I got that. Got the book on it. Got the tick. That has never been my mindset. Never been my thought on the scriptures ever. I'm always in shock. I'm always having excitement about reading things, even though I might be heard it for the 100th time or read it for the 100th time. You know, this time I read it, some things, and it was, you have to see loud. Like, it's literally, and it's right on point. Nothing's missing. So, the white man did not write this Bible. And I'm going to prove that. Like, I've been proving it. I'm going to continue to keep proving it. He's going to write his own demise in this book. Now, what is logical when you read this word is what you're going to do. Now, what's illogical is something you not going to even think about doing or want to do. You know why? It's illogical. But your logic is you leaning to your own understanding. Therefore, by you leaning to your own understanding and whatever logic you have, this book stays still. Now, I'm about to do something that you have never, ever heard, pretty much for the most part, anyone has ever done. Ever. Everyone will read this book the same, but no one's about to do it the way I'm about to do it. And when I say it, it is literally about to unlock some things. It is going, your brain, your mind, everything is about to be like, oh my goodness. Aha. It's going to be like an aha moment. I was even instructed by the Father, like I'm not even going to even try to play for the most part any of my songs. Why? So they can say, well, we want to put a mute on your video due to certain songs that's got meta, whatever, who doesn't have a pretty much if this person don't have any kind of one person or this country has a place where they don't have any management of the music, we can't play it. And so therefore we're going to mute it. But you can go through and you can go through also just give them a chance to go in and try to mute out other different things that I say. So I will not be playing anything in this because I want this to be received and put out there to where nothing. I'm not trying to play anything from anyone at all. It is going to be strictly me reading. I've already did the intro. I will do the outro. But before then, this message is to the ones who will see my appearance. And I'm going to show you. The Messiah said the same thing. I mean, I don't know, man. He blows me away. And to the ones who will be hearing and listening to what I'm saying, this message is for you. It's coming from me, from the Messiah, from the Father, to the ones who will be here now that have ears and have eyes. The Father today is going to open them in a whole nother manner. And you yourself now do the same thing. When you see me do it, when you see me reading it this way, do it the same. Even in your your study time, your downtime, whatever, just test it out. Put it to any book. Just put it to the test. You'd be like, say what? Say what now? Did I just read this correctly? Without further ado, let's get to it. All right. I tried the thing also with this as well. This is where we're going to start at. Now, you go to seminar, all that kind of good stuff, seminary, or just basically people read this the way that they've been taught to read. No one reads it differently. Everyone reads it the same. The way that we see it is the way it is read. But this and the same effect is what keeps the book sealed, if you will, for the last days. The current events that's probably going to happen most likely have to be read the same way I'm about to read it to you. Now, we've heard the saying, I am. We've heard what? I'm the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The way I'm going to read this is going to be different than what's been done. Right. They say in so-called Hebrew or Hebrew, or they say that it's read from left to right, right? So if it's read from, it's read, but over in Hebrew where it says we read from what? The people in America read from left to right. But then it says our people read from right to left. Well, we're going to do something a little bit different than that, but it's going to be the same kind of mindset. Watch what we're about to do. This is all going to make sense. All right. We're going to start from the bottom. Now watch. But I do exactly what the Father has commanded me, so that the world may know that I love the Father. Get up. Let us go on from here. Watch. Verse 30. I will not speak with you much longer, for the prince of this world is coming, and he has no claim on me. Verse 29. And now I have told you before it happens. Look how deep that just got. Just those 3 verses. Look how it just opened it up. Let's keep going. And now I've told you before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. Next. You heard me say, I am going away, and I'm coming back to you. If you loved me, you will rejoice that I'm going to the Father, because the Father is greater than I. Next, 27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. Next part. But the advocate, look at that. Look how it connects. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. But the advocate, the Holy Spirit, look how it comes in now to play. Whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have told you. Powerful. All this I have spoken to you while I am still with you. Next part. Whoever does not love me does not keep my words. The word that you hear is not my own, but it is the Father who sent me. Isaiah replied, if anyone loves me, he will keep my word. My Father will love him, and we will come, watch this, to him and make our home with him. 22. Judas, not Iscariot, asked him, Messiah, why are you going to reveal yourself to us and not the world? Wait a minute, hold up. Say what? Do you see how that makes sense? The Messiah said, if anyone loves me, he will keep my word. My Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. He already said that I'm about to be going away, and you will not see me no longer. Then Judas, this part right here says, Judas, not Iscariot, asked him, Messiah, why are you going to reveal yourself to us and not to the world? He told you right here, he is not going to reveal himself to the world. Judas, not Iscariot, asked him, Messiah, why are you going to reveal yourself to us and not to the world? That is powerful. Next, whoever has my commandments and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him. Watch this. And reveal myself to him. Man. Keep going. Watch this. After it goes up from that part and reveal myself to him. Watch how it connects. On that day, you will know that I am in the Father, in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. In what? When he reveals himself. And watch this part. In a little while, the world will see me no more, but you will see me because I live. You also will live. Do you see how the whole message just changed? Let's go. I will not leave you orphans. When people say, oh, the Father left us. Look what he said I'm going to do. I'm going to come to you. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. That means literally he has to come. Notice it's not this spooky feeling or anything. He is literally saying, I am going to come to you. And then I'm going to reveal myself to you, but not to the whole world. I'm going to tell you who I am, not to the whole world. Even if I do say it to the whole world, guess what? They won't believe. Next part, watch this. Look how it goes right into how he's going to come to you. The Messiah tells you how he's going to come to you. Look how it's about to change. This is dope. When I did this, I was like, are you serious, man? Look at the testimony. Listen to everything. Watch this. I will not leave you orphans. I will come to you. How? Watch. The Spirit of truth. The world cannot receive him because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you do know him, for he abides with you or among you and will be in you. Be in you could be this, be amongst you, for he abides with you and will be among you. Next, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. No, my bad. Hold on. The Spirit of truth, 16. Spirit of truth, the world cannot receive him because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you do know him, for he abides with you and will be in you, like among you. Watch this part, how it connects. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. If you ask me for anything in my name, look at this now. Now you have the banner, have the hands raised. All this had to be learned first with learning how to, number one, pray. Now you know that every single time you pray, your hands are supposed to be lifted. And look what he says. If you ask me for anything in my name, hands raised. That is his name. His name is something. Sometimes you can't say it properly. You know, that's why people got all these different pronunciations for it. Why the Father said, you will suffer for my name. Meaning what? You are my name. And then we find out that the hands raised is literally the name. And we see this whole thing throughout the scriptures. So now if you ask me, he's telling you exactly how to pray. If you ask me, so you're going through the sun, when you what? Lifting your hands up. That is the symbol of the sun. The same way the Messiah went up with his hands raised, We have to come to the Father the same exact way. That's what he means by if you ask me for anything in my name. His name is what? The hands raised. I will do it. Next. And I will do whatever you ask in my name. Hands raised. Why? So that the Father may be glorified. Watch this, in the one to come. Who is that? In the Son. The Messiah is now calling the one, excuse me, he is sending, will be the Holy Spirit. He's calling him a son right here. He called him a son. Next. Truly, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me, look how that ties in now. This banner done came about. The Messiah done literally made this thing, I am who I am. This banner is my name. And then he goes right into truly, truly, like verily, verily, I say it to you. After you know his name, after you know the banner is his name, all this stuff. That's why I say he will raise up a signal to the people, because that signal is his name. Period. The banner is his name. The symbol of it by itself is his name. The hands raised, that is his name. That's the name above every name. Let's go. Truly, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me, where? The name, the hands raised, will also do the works that I am doing. He will do greater, he will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. And I tied in perfectly with Tommy Hicks' vision. I saw these people, this light of fire that came from this one man, and he sent it to others, and they begin to do the same things he was doing. The Messiah is saying the same thing. Let's go. Watch. 11. Believe me that I'm in the Father. He is literally trying to knock down this wall. Like, I know it might be hard to understand when he says, well, believe me, I'm in the Father, and the Father is in me. Or at least believe on account of the works themselves. Next. Do you not believe that I'm in the Father and the Father is in me? The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own. Instead, it is the Father dwelling in me, performing his works through what? The Word. The Word. Messiah replied, Philip, I have been with you all this time and still you do not know me. That means people could be around you the whole entire time and still not know. They could be apart and still not know, still not get, still not understand, still not, grasp. Now, I love this part. Anyone. So, which the Messiah is now coming out with my testimony. He knows by this time my testimony will be known. Then he goes on to show clearly who I've seen. Making me what? If I've seen him and this is the Father, then I'm definitely a son by this testimony. Let's go. Anyone. Anyone means literally anyone who has seen me. I saw the Messiah when? October 7, 1997. He says exactly who I'm seeing. Anyone who has seen me, Paul, has seen the Father. Now, this will pose a question to people who wants to see the Father now. How can you say, show us the Father? Why is he saying that? He's saying when you have seen this person who has seen me, have seen the Father. As in person. I mean, it just gets so very simple, but deep at the same time. So the Messiah is now pointing to the Father. You see me, you have seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? He says, anyone who has seen me have seen the Father. I saw him, so I saw the Father. Therefore, it would be like the Father sending his Son with a message. Let's go. Next. Philip said to him, Messiah, show us the Father, that will be enough for us. 7. If you had known me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, what did he say? You do know him and have seen him. So anyone who's like, I want to see the Father, the Messiah says, the one who has seen me has seen the Father. Therefore, the Father only draws those to him, saying it close into his proximity. He says right now, from now on, you do know him. What? He just said, well, you know the Father, and you have seen him. Meaning what? Then those who see me, they have also seen the Father. Am I making? Let's go. But it said from now on. So no one's, that's why I said like, all shall be taught by him. Let's go. The Messiah answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. The hands raised right there. That means, watch this. A person can say, oh, I'm praying to the Father, but if your hands is not raised, no one comes to the Father except through me. He literally put the symbol as the way to connect to the Father. And there's no way to connect to the Father without having the hands raised. That is the name. Next, watch this. Messiah said, Thomas, we do not know where you are going. So how can we know the way? Watch this. You know the way to the place where I'm going. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and welcome you into my presence. Powerful. Watch this. So that you also may be where I am. Man, told you. Next part. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you. This is a powerful part right here. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in Yah. Believe in me as well. That brought so much comfort. It just spoke to our time now. It spoke directly to it in a different manner. Messiah is literally telling you who he's sending, who's going to be amongst you. And he said, you pretty much, you receive him, you receive me. So I believe this book on a lot of things, a lot of areas, needs to be read from the back up. I don't know why it will not let me do this right here. Revelation 5, because I'm trying to get to Revelation chapter 5 now. So let me try that one again, because definitely didn't want me to do that one right there. We're going to try it with another one. But he is making it known. He is speaking straight to Goshen. Now, the teachers and leaders that everyone else has will not read this word in this manner. Therefore, their eyes will stay closed. Their ears will stay closed. Let's look at it. All right. Norman would say here, the book with the 7 seals from the beginning. No. Go towards the end. See how it goes. Things come a little bit different. Let's kick it off. And the 4 beasts said, Amen. And the 4 and 24 elders fell down and worshiped him that live forever and ever. We know there's a symbol right there. Let's go. 13. And every creature which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne. Watch this. And unto the realm forever and ever. Next. Saying with a loud voice, worthy is the realm that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. Verse 11. And I beheld and heard the voice of many angels round about the throne and the beasts and the elders. And the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands. Next. And has made us unto, watch this, our, now when it says God, now watch this, look at it, now look, see who the attention is going to. Has made us unto our, watch this, King of kings and Lord of lords. He has made unto what? He has made them kings and priests up under him. There's one person that's been talked about. Watch this, how it goes into the end. And we shall reign on the earth. Last days. Let's go. 9. And they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. That speaks directly straight to the diaspora, to those who've been sent away throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Literally. There's only one person that he's talking about. The slavery. Being enslaved to Islam. Being enslaved to Christianity. Look how it unfolds now to specific. And to the ones who've been enslaved, he has made them what? Kings and priests. Once they come to who? Heart of Psalms. Let's go. Watch this. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 420 elders fell down before the ram, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. Speaking again, what? Of the symbol. Watch this, verse 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And I beheld, And lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a ram, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes. This is the Holy Spirit. Watch. Which are the 7 spirits of Yah sent forth into all the earth. Now, you got that straight into Isaiah chapter 11. So we can see that now Revelation chapter 5 fits right in to Isaiah chapter 11. I'm going to come right back to the part. I'm going to read this all the way to the end, but I'm going to read that part, and then I'm going to go straight to Isaiah chapter 11. You can see our whole thing. It's just, things is changing right here. And I beheld and lo, all right, say that part. What's this? And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the lion. Look what he just said, who the ram is by itself. Stood a ram as it had been slain. The 7 spirits of Yah sent forth to all the earth. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, had prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look therein. And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. You can be looking at this book, but not reading it correctly. The book is still sealed. You can literally have a fan, and the fan says, I need to be plugged up. But you don't plug it up. But you're expecting the fan to actually work. Until it's connected to the right power, you will not get cool. No matter how much you wish and pray, you will be cool. Until it is connected to the right source, you will not have power. It's the same way. This book must be read in a certain way for it to release what it needs to do. And it says that this book will be sealed unto everyone, until this one who is worthy to unseal this book can unseal it. What if the unsealing of the book is reading the book in reverse? Instead of reading from the top to the bottom, read from the bottom to the top. To understand what's really going on. Next. Second one. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice. Look how now this, man, is powerful. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. It's different. Different whole new meaning. Very different. Let's see what we get from this one. And then I'm definitely going to do Deuteronomy as well. The reason why I would use King James Version on this one is because King James will be, in a sense, written the way, in such a way people would not pretty much understand. Well, they will understand it, but it'll be like the thous and those. It'll be something. The way everything is written down, it has a flow, right? I haven't tried this with any other version yet, but I probably will. But it opens up things a little bit different. Let's go. We're going to start at verse 20. And the winepress was trodden without the city. And the blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Verse 19. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yah. 18. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. That's powerful. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And I looked and beheld a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like, watch this, unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in Heart of Psalms from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. Now, this will literally be Heart of Psalms. Yeah, says Heart of Psalms, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. This is something that is being agreed upon. Those who die for the name Heart of Psalms, their works will follow them. So the Spirit, which is the Son, is speaking. The Father showing them directly how the Holy Spirit is directly dealing in the last days for the end times. Next. Look how this ties in perfectly. Here is the patience of the saints. Where? The name. The name that's been given you. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yah and the faith of Heart of Psalms. The faith of Isaiah. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. That means the beast's name will be in a mark. Just like the signal of the hands being raised in the air is the Father's name. So the beast's name will be a mark, a literal sign. X. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yah, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You all would be the holy angels. Y'all don't understand that. Next. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon fallen is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So it gives marker to what? This beast. What it's going to be. Like a wine, a drink. Saying with a loud voice, fear Yah and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. So the moment we see this mark comes up, it is literally bringing forth judgment. For the hour of his judgment is come. And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And we found that literal name to be Heart of Psalms. So it tells you right there, worship him that made heaven and the earth. Heart of Psalms. Next. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Now, the word angel will be the word messenger. One who has been giving. So like, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth. Let's change that the word angel and put messenger. And I saw another messenger fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before, watch this, the throne of Yah. These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the realm whatsoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yah into the realm. It's like these are babies. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers, harping with their harps. My bad, hold on. Yeah, I did read that part. So. Yep, I already read that part. Next one. And I looked, and lo, a ram stood on the Mount Zion, or a lion's mountain. Watch this, or Sierra Leone. And with him, what? 144,000. Having, watch this, his father's name. Denoting, telling you the person who comes with this banner is the son. And I just said the father's name is the banner. And it says this son comes with the father's name. The father now is downright, outright, clearly, and the angels know this, outright claiming that this one with this banner is the father's literal son. You can't even play with this if you want to. Watch this. Written in their foreheads. It's a seal. A seal that you can't see. So it lets me know right there, the ones who make it to Sierra Leone when I make it there, for the most part, the only ones who can get there are the ones who've been sealed. Not because you want to. You have to be sealed. Let's go. Now, what is definitely on me now, what I want to read now, is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Just trying this out with a lot of stuff. And by us doing this, it's like, I don't know, I can't, my mind is blown. Y'all getting this? Is this making sense to any of you all? I know it seemed a little bit out there, but I'm sorry, it's doing something that I have never ever seen. It's giving more of an understanding. It's, I don't know. Some things is changing. Congratulations for those who are still part of Goshen and still hanging in there. All right. And this will probably be the last one I do on here because there's a lot to be read, right? In this manner. So if we have not read the book in this manner, then we can't say we've read the book. But it would be the same thing as saying what? Having eyes but can't see, ears but can't hear, because it's not being said in the way that it's supposed to be said. Dwayne said, yes, I've never seen it like this before, my king, Heart of Psalms. Never. Like, this is new. And the way it said, it's unlocking something new. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28. So it's going to kick off from where we're at now. Verses reading down to us getting there, it starts off with our condition. Let's go. And the heart of Psalms shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Next. In the morning, you shall say, so he's talking about the conditions. How you going to be? This is to the people who it is for. Look at how it connects perfectly with our situation. So when you come to the situation, you'll know it's you. In the morning, you shall say, would to the Father it were evening. And at evening, you would say, thank Yah it were morning. I wish it was morning. For the fear of your heart, wherewith you shall fear, and for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. Next. 66. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of your life. Wow. 65. And among these nations shall you find no ease. That means no matter where you go, you ain't gonna find no ease. Neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But Yah, or heart of Psalms, shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing eyes and sorrow of mind. And that is, man, wow, wow, wow. Shalom, family. 64. And heart of Psalms shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shall you serve what? Other gods, other Elohims, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. Look how it just opened up. Man. 63. And it shall come to pass that as heart of Psalms rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so heart of Psalms will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to nothing. And you shall be plucked from off the land where you go to possess it. Man. 62. And you shall be few left, and you shall be left few in number. Wow. Whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of heart of Psalms. Look at this. Your judge. Because you will not listen at the time of your visitation, you're going to be left few in number. Next. 61. Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yah bring upon thee until you be destroyed. Man. If you don't listen to what he's saying to you, when he sends his messenger, destruction is imminent. When you start from the problem where the Father starts you off in the mess and then literally liberates you, doing all of it by listening, this takes on a whole nother mindset. Let's go. Let's go next. Let's go. Just keep going. 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee, watch this, all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Now, that's the same thing as what? Dealing with your DNA. Your blood. They're going to make diseases that cling to the blood. Man. Woo. We're testing for bad blood. Watch this. Then, heart of Psalms will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of your seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. If you will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and fearful name, heart of Psalms. Wow. And he put on the Lord thy God is what? Heart of Psalms. That's what it is. That's why I got that part there to hold it. The Lord thy God. That's not really saying nothing. But when you know the one who created heaven and the earth, what that name is, which is heart of Psalms, it is right there. Next. 57. Okay. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. This is an ongoing thing. You got cops still distressing you in your gates, within your neighborhood. You go down the street, someone's always, the cops on that, what you doing, where you coming from? Distress of the nations. Someone always want to have some kind of rule over you. People want to tell you how to raise your kids. You will be distressed by the nations. Whenever a white person or some person seem to have rule over you who are not of your color, it distresses you. Next, 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom. Look what it says. It speaks of our women. Watch this. Tearing them down. The women of our day will be evil towards the husband of her bosom. So the same one who loves you can also, and this will be the same thing with children. Now, I'm just reading exactly as this thing says. Watch this. And toward her son, and toward her daughter. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. Because he had nothing left in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. A lot of stuff that's going on here. So that the man that is tender among you, see, look at this, the one who's tender among you, tender, that's young, that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. These are all signs that you are the people. So the woman being evil towards her husband and her children, then the man being evil towards his wife and his children. This is all a curse. Watch this. And this is the one we're going to be relieved from. All this stuff is, yeah. This is all part of the curse, all part of that. And we can see this on Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, anything you want to check out, you're going to see this stuff right here happening with our people. Watch this. And you shall eat the fruit of your own body, the flesh of your sons and of your daughters, which the Father have given thee in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. 52. And he shall besiege thee in all your gates until your high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all your land. And he shall besiege thee in all your gates throughout all your land, which the Father has given thee. 51. And he shall eat the fruit of your cattle and the fruit of your land until you be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of your kind, or flocks of your sheep, until he has destroyed you. So he's showing you exactly how the enemy is going to be. Then he describes who this person is. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, or show favor to the young. Now, we see the same thing when you got people who are dying real young because the cops is killing them. This speaks of these people's actions. So they can say, oh, it's not me, but it's right there. Yah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue you shall not understand. And he said eagle for a reason. As swift as the eagle flying, be known what? It will be a symbol of these people who have this eagle. Next. Therefore, shall you serve your enemies, which the Father shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And watch this, America shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he has destroyed you. The beast, right? Let's go. 47. Because you service not Yah with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee. He just now told you what the curses are. All these things happening is curses. And shall pursue you and overtake thee until you are destroyed. Watch this. Because you hearken not unto the voice of Heart of Psalms, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Wow. He shall lend to thee, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and you shall come down very low. All your trees and fruit of your land shall the locusts consume. You shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. You shall have olive trees throughout all your coasts, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil. For your oil, for your olives shall cast his fruit. You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. You shall carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. That's it's a famine. And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, where the Father shall lead thee. Heart of Psalms, for the Father shall bring thee and your king, which you shall set over you, unto a nation, whether neither you nor your fathers have known. And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone. Yah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, the sole of your foot to the top of your head. so that you shall be mad for the sight of your eyes, which you see. The fruit of your land and all your labors shall a nation which you know is not eat up, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed always. Your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in your hand, meaning what? You will not be able to spare them, save them, keep them from these people. (31) Your ox shall be slain before your eyes, and you shall not eat thereof. Your ass shall be violently taken away from before your face, and shall not be restored to thee. Your sheep shall be given unto your enemies, and shall have none to rescue them. You shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. You shall build an house, and you shall not dwell therein. You shall plant a vineyard, and shall not gather grapes thereof. And you shall grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in the darkness. And you shall not prosper in your ways, and shall be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. It's just showing you right here that he said there's no salvation at the time when all this is going on. None. If you don't listen. Look at the next part. God shall smite thee with madness. That's your brain. That is your mind. That's your thoughts. And blindness and astonishment of heart. Yah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the hemorrhoids, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. 26. And your carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yah shall cause thee to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. Yah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, for heaven shall come. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until you be destroyed. And your heaven that is over your head shall be, watch this, brass. And the earth that is under you shall be iron. Look at this. And the heaven that is over your head shall be brass. That's hard. The chemtrails and stuff people put into the air makes the heavens, or whatever is produced from there, hard, like brass. They're spraying this stuff into the air. Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with the inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, that's death, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. Is showing what is happening in the end. Yah shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. That's a disease. That's whatever. Come on. It's cleaving to you. It's in your blood. Until he has consumed thee from off the land where you go to possess it. Yah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until you be destroyed, and until you perish quickly because of the wickedness of your doings, whereby you has forsaken me. You can't survive without him. Can't survive without what he has put and what he said. Cursed shall thou be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. His manner is a little bit different. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, the increase of your kind and the flocks of your sheep. Cursed shall be the basket in your store. Cursed shall be you in the city, and cursed shall be you in the field. But it shall come to pass, if you will now hearken unto the voice of Heart of Psalms, to observe to do all his commands and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake you. Why? Because you don't listen. Next. 14. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. That's exactly what's happening right now. Different things are coming in. Verse 13. And Yah shall make thee the head. Look how it fits in perfectly. You shall not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, or after other Elohims or mighty ones to serve them. And Yah shall make thee the head by listening to the instructions that come with after with this leadership. Yah shall make thee the head and not the tail. And you shall be above only, and you shall not be beneath, if you will hearken unto the commandments of Yah, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. Next one. Yah shall open unto thee his good treasure. Why? Because you listen to the one he sent. The heaven, the good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto the land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend unto many nations, and you shall not borrow. (11) So the Father has some treasures, hasn't even been opened yet. And Yah shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven. And Yah shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your ground, in the land which the Father sware unto your fathers to give thee. It's a promise. So every single person are here because of a promise that the Father made with our ancestors. And all people of the earth shall see that you are, watch this, this is powerful. Now with everything we know, the name is, and all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by my name. You are called by the name of Yah, and they shall be afraid of thee. Y'all got the banner that says, "On by Yah," which is on by Heart of Psalms. Yahoo, music. You know what? That is our King. He is over us. This is whom the Father has placed. And by us coming in the Son's name, the Father hear us. Next, watch this. They will see by the blessing that you are called by his name. Next part. I shall establish thee. Now look at this. And holy people unto himself. Look at what you just heard. How it's all now playing out to now. as he has sworn unto thee, if you shall keep the commandments of Yah and walk in his ways. Next, God shall command the blessing upon thee in the storehouse, in your storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which Yah have given thee. That talks about the Father blessing you also in the different parts where you've been scattered at. You know, and you've been what? Increased while you're there in those certain areas. And then watch this, you go to the land to be increased. Yah shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses. That's your home, your businesses, your ideas. And in all that thou settest thy hand unto. You set your hand out to go do this. I say, I will bless it. And he shall bless you, watch this, also where? In the land which the Father has given you. That means blessing, money is coming, that kind of stuff, you know, materials, the things that you're going to need. Father will cause that to bless, flourish where you're at. And then that will also what? Carry you back to the land. Watch this part. Verse 7. Yah shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee. Look how that fits in perfectly now. The enemies rising up against us. Because you now trusting in what? The name that's above every name. The Father do what? He will cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be what? Smitten before your face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. They won't be able to stand before you no longer. Because you now have the name, have the power on how to get to the Father. Literally, this shows for how much our people are going to be on top, above everything. No one will be able to shut down anything of our people. Nobody. Watch this. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. Blessed shall be the basket of your store. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep. Blessed shall be you in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you shall hearken unto the voice of Yah. Hearken unto my messenger. Hearken to the one I've sent. If you will just hearken, listen to what he's telling you, the blessings will come. I've seen the Son, therefore I've seen the Father. Therefore I have his commandments. He said, the one who has my commandments, I will reveal myself. And now I'm revealing, now the Father's revealing to you who you are. Next, let's go. Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto the voice of God. Diligently means it's not just a one-time affair. It's not because, oh, I've been doing it for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and then in the 10th year, you change. It don't mean that. Diligently means this is an all-day, everyday thing. This is your mindset. Nothing changes it. And it shall come to pass that if you shall hearken diligently, that is perpetually. You understand? That's why I put that in there purposely. Diligently. You're not giving up. You're not looking to quit. Unto the voice of Heart of Psalms, which would be what? The voice of the Father. The voice of the Son. You understand? You hearken to what? Hearken to the voice. What that? If you can take the word voice, the voice would be what? Testimony. And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto the testimony, a part of Psalms, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yah, your Elohim, will set thee, watch this, on high above all the nations of the earth. The way to come up is to listen to the one whom the Father has sent. And he's showing it right here. The blessings of obedience. Now, you read it in this manner. Now I got to read this because it was there and the Father was like that. Ooh, it's that one. This one. Woo! But this is King James. Yep, let's put on King James real quick. And this is going to be my last one, like I said. But this is opening things up differently. Now, instead of it starting off this way, we're going to be starting it from this. Look how it comes up to show you how everything happens. Boom. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Next. 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Notice the beginning of Yah is what? The fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom. So literally, here is wisdom, meaning what? You have to have the fear of Yah to understand what this is saying. Here is wisdom. The beginning of wisdom and knowledge is the fear. And with him is understanding. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast. Now remember, the name of the beast also is the symbol. So literally this mark in itself is the number of the beast, the name of the beast, without saying a word. That's why I said, here lies wisdom. So the book starts off with here lies wisdom from the very beginning. Boom. If you read it from the bottom onto the top, here is wisdom. Here is the fear of Yah. You understand? Let's go. Now, people notice to be only just, Israel, but also America is right here with it. Government seals. That's why they always side with so-called Israel, as they themselves too. I hear you, Father. I gotta go to that one. I was like, go to that one. Just seen it. All right, this one. Look at this. Flies like the eagle, swift like the eagle, right? Eagle, symbol of strength and power, but always turn to the olive branch as preferring peace. Think not that I've come to bring what? Peace. As preferring peace. Clutching our national symbol from many one. Olive branch, America seeks peace. Think not I've come to bring 13 leaves and 13 olives. White signifies purity and innocence. Red signifies hardiness and valor, actually blood. Each star stripe, original 13 colonies. The glory of 13 original states combining as one nation in history's first attempt at self-government by its people. 13 arrows prepared to defend liberty. Whatever this is, Ichion represents valor and virtue, protecting the eagle with 13 bars, representing America's original 13 states. America's original 13 states. So how did it get to 50? Because it conquered. And this is the symbol of 666. Now, and I said this symbol was used for everything, even down to Rome. Most people didn't know this. These are like hidden stuff that's coming out now. Why? Because it's time for it to be seen. So you can see clearly and have wisdom in everything that's going on. Next. All right. So now we see the 666. Now see how this thing plays out. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. 666, the star, or the name of the beast. So we just said the name of that beast is the name of that star. It's the equal value. Or the number of his name, which would still be the equal value of what? That star. Watch. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image, the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. All these red flags. Next. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns. Watch this. Like a lamb or a ram, and he spake as a dragon. Now, when you think of that, 2 horns like a ram means what? He looks harmless. Oh, he won't hurt a fly. He would never do nothing. He's like a little teddy bear. Yes, he's so cuddly. That's what it means, like a lamb or a ram. He's not what people will see outwardly in appearance evil. He doesn't appear to be evil. But when he speaks as a dragon. This is all part of the mark of the beast. Now, America comes off, watch this, all nice and peaceful. But yet and still, it speaks as a dragon. Same thing with so-called Israel. They come off all nice and peaceful. It seems that way. But they speak as a dragon. That's what he's trying to say. He's showing you. Next. Look what it goes on to and how powerful it is now. When you start to see this thing, you're like, oh my goodness. So you got America, you have Israel, you have all these things that's showing up. Also the same stars, the same thing that powers the police, you know, the government, everything. Next part. We got 10, now we're going to 11. Watch this. He that leadeth into captivity. I'll go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. They got to wade through all this. Next. If any man have an ear, let him hear. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Look how now the message now comes out in a unveiling way versus previously how we would normally read this. It comes off a little bit more different, a little bit more pronounced, a little bit more almost, in a sense, scarier. Man, at the same time, joyful, but like terrified, like, what the, whoa, this is powerful. It's crazy the way it's been said now. Next part. If any man have an ear, let him hear. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, and of the realm slain from the foundation of the world. Meaning what? Those who don't listen, right? Next. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. It was given unto this nation, this beast, to make war with the saints. What does that mean? If there's a lot of people, our people definitely be the war, if you understand. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Who's the saints? You. You will be considered to be the saints. We got Sandra Bland, all these things right here. It was given to make war with the saints. Richard Nixon. Even what's his name? Ronald Reagan. The war on drugs was literally so they can actually come through and infiltrate our homes. That's war. Planned Parenthood. We got things where we got people calling in saying, I want to make sure that my money is given, you know, for a Black woman who wants to have an abortion, but cannot, you know, afford to pay for it. That is war for the family unit. They want to make sure that they have enough money to get rid of the babies, to forfeit the baby. That's war. If you are targeting us for anything or any reason at all, profiling or whatever, that is war with the saints. Watch this. And to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah. Watch this. to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Now, we take this and be like, oh man, this is so bad, and don't understand that this thing is what has been happening all this time. We're looking for something to happen when it's already has happened. We see it, but we don't see it. We hear it, but we don't hear it. Why? Because your eyes are closed, your ears are closed. And therefore, now it's got to come up in a different way. When you look at it from this standpoint, and he opened his mouth, remember the number of the beast, this kingdom, this place, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah, against. Now, that means that this particular place will be against what the Father wants to stand for. So now, making yourself be like one like a ram, but speaks as a dragon, this would definitely be America. One nation under Yah. Sounds very inviting. Like, yes, they believe in the Lord. They believe in him. But then look what they have done to the Father's people. Speak. They have the horns as a ram. Meaning what? These people will call themselves to be what? We are a Christian nation. The foundings of America is founded upon, watch this, Christian principles. Christianity seems like a lamb or a ram, but it speaks as a beast, as a dragon. When you have the Catholic Church who literally comes up and says, we, look how ramish, sheepish it looks. We're Israel. We have now become the Israel of the Bible. How did that happen? Is that not blasphemy? You're declaring out your own mouth. We are now it. Whatever was is no more. We will now assume that position. Can you just assume yourself to be the people, whether you want to be or not? Before you are born, can you go to the fact, before I'm sent on the earth, could you please make sure I'm black? Well, could you make me white? Can you make me yellow? Do anyone get to put in a request on what color they want to be before they're born? No. So the same way, how are you going to claim the inheritance of a people just because you feel you're supposed to have it? There is the mentality of the ram, two horns like a ram, but speaks as a dragon. Land of the free, home of the brave. Sounds like a ram. Speaks as a dragon. America starts off with 13 colonies or 13 states. If they got 50, somehow, how did that happen? Who did they conquer? Who can make war with the beast? Most people don't want to mess with America because they know they're going to go to war with them. And most people are scared of losing that battle. But now in the last days, people are rising up against what has been. Let's keep going. Making sense to anybody? So we're looking for this beast and don't understand this beast is been here. But the way it be taught, it would keep it hidden. Let's go. Who blaspheme his name and his tabernacle that dwell in heaven. And there was given unto him a mouth. See, look, speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Now that can literally mean that, all right, at the time when we're now seeing this, that time can be given, like, all right, at the moment that this book is open and everything's unsealed, from that moment on, this goes into these things. Or literally means that the 42 months don't have to be what we consider to be 42 months. Or it could be a continuation of what? Yes, this is going to continue on for another 3.5 more years. This way. After now this person has been shown, now that this thing has now been put out, now from this point on, 3 in so many years, this beast is going to begin to reveal itself. What has been said about America and thought about America will begin to start to fade away. But America is going to move in a way that it causes everyone to submit. Literally, there's one thing I've seen also with showing that America was Egypt, but then another thing I also saw where it was Great Britain, and right up underneath Great Britain, America. America is now what? Persecuting the truth. I don't care if you post anything that is the truth, they want to put some kind of marker underneath saying, oh, well, fact checkers has found this thing not to be true. They're paying people to lie. Next. So this person, they're going to speak great blasphemies, right? Okay. And they worship the dragon. Remember, he 2 horns, but speaks as a dragon. Woo! So the dragon conceals itself in sheep's clothing or the ram's clothing. So watch this. America will seem, how can I put this, as salvation. Because the fact that it got 2 horns like a ram, meaning what? It will seem like it's offering salvation, but it will speak as a dragon. America said, oh, this is supposed to save you. This is supposed to help you. But it always brings forth the minds of the people who trust in it. Let's go. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. Remember, the 2 ram horns, having horns like a ram, but speaks as a dragon. Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. Remember, this is a whole kingdom, a whole people, right? Next. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. His deadly wound was healed. and all the world wondered after the beast. So, a power that was once before had or known or used or utilized would be like a person who receives a wounded, had received a wound, like it's been wounded to death, meaning what? It's sleep, it's dead, but then it comes back to life. And the beast, which I saw, was like unto a shepherd, and his feet, like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. That is a symbol. A symbol is going to be produced or has already been produced. And upon his heads, meaning what? The heads of this kingdom, the heads of these people, their leaders, is symbol of blasphemy. Read Proverbs the same way. Read Psalms the same way. Read the book the same way. Just read it. Start all at the end and then work your way up to the top. You can get a whole new understanding. It'll make things even seem like, what the? Did y'all just write this just now? Because it will foretell everything in a different manner. And it's almost like it will be fitting it chronologically. This is what happened to you. Then it's what took next. Then it's what took next versus you reading it on down and be like, well, I didn't get that. That don't make sense. Then you go on back and start reading it up, be like, wait a minute, this connects, that connects, this connects, that connects. This is a sealing. This is an unveiling. If they say already that what is up is come or is down, as it is below, so it is above, then definitely they have to get that from somewhere. So the Father will have this book read from what? Who says you have to read the Bible from the top to the bottom? There is no scripture to say when you read this book, you must start right here, then you go all the way to the end. No, it doesn't say that. People come in and do cherry picking because it's not a certain way to read, but the way you read it keeps either the book concealed, your understanding locked. Even though your eyes see, you can't see. Even though your ears hear, you can't hear because it's not being read the right way. But when you read it the right way, that the Father is trying to put out there to where we can understand it in a different manner, it puts everything almost in a chronological order. Like, wow, look how it read about the beast. We could all see it. We could, see this is coming up. Who? We got Bill Gates and Charles that's been conversing, talking. Charles has been talking to a whole bunch of people. Remember the world leaders. COP26 is called for, meetings or leadership meetings, whom Charles himself see as leaders of America and other different countries. And everyone is forging up under one head again, who is called to be king. For a very long time, was a queen, a so-called queen. Therefore, the power of the head would be like no real authority. But everything is still up under them for the most part. Now, and this man is 70. He's in his 70s. That means he's going to do a lot in his time. A lot of stuff has already been programmed. Put like this, a lot of stuff has already been said or even been planned. Now it's time for them to execute those plans now that he's in office and officially throughout the world, America called the lady queen. Now they call him king. Under queen, the power is, it's like a womb to the kingdom. And remember, she wouldn't even been king if her husband never died. So since there is a womb that takes place to this kingdom, to where a woman is now over this kingdom, is like a wound. Because whenever the men get inside, they go to war. This is what kings do. They go to war. But one of its head has suffered something like a mortal wound. This is that woman who takes over that place. After her husband dies, she becomes queen. Mortal wound. Now she is dead, and their seed, which will be a seed from her and her husband, produces this other child who is now taking the throne. Nothing that's going to be happening in the world will be without his approval. Because all of the world leaders are up under him. So people will become up these different ideologies to give forth, to bring forth what this so-called king wants. But yeah, like I said, I was just going to do it with that one. We can be here for a good minute. If I keep going, let me see. I love this part. We're going to try that one more time with Revelation chapter 10. I say the Father's light before you go. Do Revelation chapter 10. Then I'm about to bounce. All right. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, ate it up, and it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make your belly bitter, and it shall be in your mouth sweet as honey. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Yah shall be finished, as he had declared to his servants, the prophets. So now, we're dealing now with the prophets. Prophets spoke, will be saying what this seventh angel will be saying. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, but in the days of the voice, so the Father is now denoting who the voice is. He said of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, which takes you straight up into the scriptures of what? In his day. That makes sense. Okay, moving on. Denoting who this seventh angel is. Next, 6. He's showing the symbol. And swear by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth, and the things that therein are, and the sea, and the things which are therein. Why is this? That there should be no time. There should be time no longer. So that means that he will be speaking of the last days. So therefore, it's now taking us straight to scriptures or prophets who was speaking in the last days. The New Testament that speaks of the last days. In the last days, there will be perilous times. But in the last days, these things will happen. I will pour out my spirit in the last days. You understand? So it's anything that dealing with time no longer. Now these scriptures now come into play. Anything that deals with there's no more time. In these days, I shall redo this. In these days, I should do. In the last days, anything dealing with in the last days, in the days of this man, in the days of this king, when he's ruling on the throne, these are all dealing with aspects of should be time no longer, which ties in perfectly. The devil walks about as a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. Why? Because the devil knows what? He has but a short time. So anything dealing with in the last days should be time no longer. These begin to start to flood. The Father is speaking from those scriptures now. These are the same things that the prophets have said. And this angel comes to bring about what? Everything that's been said for the last days. This messenger, right? So in the days of the seventh messenger, and swear by him that liveth forever. So this angel or this messenger is coming with a symbol. And this symbol symbolizes what? There's no more time. It's the end days. In the last days, what? The wicked and perverse generation will seek for a sign, but no sign will be given except this symbol. Next, moving. And the messenger, which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth, lifted up his hand to heaven. Father's putting markers, boom, to look out for. Next. And when the seven thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, seal up those things which the seven thunders uttered, and write them not. Third, and cry with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, seven thunders uttered their voices. Number 2, and he had who? The one was crying. And he had in his hand a little book open. And he set his right foot upon the sea and his left foot on the earth. Verse 1. And I saw another mighty messenger come down from heaven, clothed with the cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head. And his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. Now, that is powerful. It speaks about a rainbow. And this rainbow is what? The covenant was upon him. Talking about this mighty angel, and he's calling him what? He is the high priest. Because the rainbow signifies the breastplate of the high priest. So the Bible tells you that this is the high priest, the one who's been made a high priest. Now there's another part right here that is very insightful. But you'll see it in scriptures, and then you will see an elevation. But the way you think about it, you won't even be seeing what you've been seeing this whole entire time. Number one. And by people's responses, people have seen and understood, we'll even bring this home even more. For one, the word says that I will raise him up. Number one, watch this. The Messiah is going to be seen as a brother. Aki, to the other men and to the women. Oh, he's our brother. He's our brother in the Lord. He's our brother. Listen. The Father says he comes in that way. In the process of him being gathered in as one of the brothers, the Father begins to take him, draw him unto himself, and he begins to lift him up. Where? In the midst of his brothers and sisters. So in the very beginning, he's going to be saying, Aki, everything like that, just seen as a regular brother in the midst. But later on, the Father begins to exalt him and raise him up in the midst of his brothers and sisters. If you look in the scripture, it says, I will choose their brother. He will come from their midst. That means he will be like Hebrew Israelites. That's Christianity. He will go through this thing with you. And the one who's going through this thing with you one day, I'm going to raise him up. Meaning what? His mentality will no longer be what it used to be, on the same level as everyone else, because I will be exalting him. So the whole exaltation takes place where everyone is seeing it. Don't believe me? Because of the videos. Man, before that, he wasn't even like that. He would always say this, it was just a little bit different amongst the brothers, the brotherhood, everything. But then the Father begins to draw up. You look in the scriptures, it says the Father will raise up this one who was in the midst, a brother unto you, and he will be king. And the Father will be known to what? This is also my prince. The world immediately automatically wants to take the high road, but do not know that the Messiah comes on a lower level. He was made a little lower than the angels and was taken on the disguise or the appearance as a servant, a bond servant, a slave. a minister. I'm going to show that real quick. We're going to get out of here. He shall come from in your midst. So he shall come from in your midst. Look what comes up. Right. So Zechariah 3:17, but we're going to go straight to this other part right here. And we're going to read this like we've been reading it, right? Their leader will be one of their own. Restoration of Jacob. Let's go there now. '24. The fierce anger of Yah shall not return until he has done it. Now, one jot or tittle shall depart away from the law, right? Until it's all completed. And until he has performed, look, the intents of his heart. Where? In the latter days you shall consider it. The fact that it says latter days ties in perfectly with what? Revelation chapter 10. The mystery of Yah shall be finished, completed, as he had declared to his servants, the prophets. Then Jeremiah starts right there from that part. Fierce anger of Yah shall not return. When? Until he completed. Until he has done it. Until he has performed the intents of his heart. Where? In the latter days you shall consider it. And look how it flows perfectly. Revelations 10. Tell you anything that deals with the last days. Latter end, latter rain. Fits in perfectly with this. We're in the book of Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is talking about the end. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Yah shall be finished, as he have declared to his servants the prophets. Next. In the latter days, you shall consider it, meaning what? It will come to your mind in the last days. In the last days, you will be thinking, you will be pondering on this. You have to seal out on this. Just like it takes wisdom for the beast, how much wisdom would they have to take also for the Messiah? Next, let's go. Behold, the whirlwind of Yah going forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. Now, this whirlwind is literally like a hurricane, a tornado. And it says, with fury, a continuing whirlwind. That means every single time that there's a hurricane or whirlwind, it always starts from the middle of the ocean, as people always say. It always continues on that way. But then this tornado or hurricane is to be the undoing of the wicked. So the ones who are destroyed in the hurricanes, destroyed in the tornadoes, It's because these people are wicked. It is their punishment. It is their judgment. Watch how it goes on. During the time of these hurricanes and everything like that, and the wicked are destroyed, look who he's speaking about. Next, one who's protected. And you shall be my people, and I will be your Yah. That's powerful. Everyone always says, what, man? Everyone always says that the hurricane or the tornadoes, the tsunamis and everything always starts from when the slave unit. It always follows the route of slavery. And since it comes from there, us denoting by this whirlwind that starts on the oceans and go everywhere to cause devastation to the ways of the wicked. The Father says what? And you shall be my people. Meaning what? Based off of where this hurricane and tornado always comes from, the Father is putting a sign of marker. These are my people. It don't start nowhere else. It starts right there on the assault against us. So the Father's denoting. These are the people. The one who came over on these slave ships, those are my people. And from that anger of what took place there, is sent out to the rest of the world to bring forth what? Devastation. There's no Irish slave ship. There's nothing. Notice that these hurricanes and tornadoes always start for the most part, they come from the sea, from that same area of where our people done wrong. Bodies dropped off. Where we was picked up and taken into the Americas, taken to these different places. Let's go. And it spreads everywhere. But now the Father has now marked his people by this. And their nobles shall be of themselves, the royalty, right? And their governor shall proceed from the midst of them. And I will cause him to draw near. And he shall approach me. Or who is it that engaged his heart to approach me? Saith Yah. So now, Father is coming out saying just in 21, the one who is leader, who will also be Messiah, who will also be a son, he says he is going to be amongst them. Though he says nobleman, that means royalty. The one who has the royal voice, the one who has the royal throne. He will be in their midst. He will be seen what? As a brother. A regular brother, regular person. But then I'm going to do something. I'm going to begin to lift them up. I'm going to cause them to start speaking differently. I'm going to cause them to start to see differently. I'm going to be drawing him closer and closer to me. If he's drawing him closer to me, that means he's going to take on the same identity with the Father. At first, he was known as just a brother. Oh, that's just our Aki, da da da. Man, you hear Heart of Psalms, man, he crazy. Didn't he say Yah? He keeps saying, I am, that I am. Where's this coming from? This is scriptures literally being fulfilled right before your eyes. And your ears hear it. Your ears hear it. Your eyes see it. Everyone is watching. Trust me when I say that. Everyone. They stay on our videos. We don't have the major following. Why? Because we're going to have a major following. Meaning what? The people are going to come. When people start to see this, start to understand the things, and the Father begins to open their mind to what's really going on, they're going to change. Next, their children. Look how it ties in perfectly. Their children also shall be as aforetime, meaning what? Is going back as it was. Like it was not the people, but they're going to be called what? The people. And their government and their congregation, their assembly shall be established where? before me, and I will punish all that oppresses them. That is literally speaking about you. The Father's promise, he's going to punish everyone who opposes or oppresses Goshen. Their congregation or assembly shall be established by who? By themselves. By him. Meaning what? He is going to name it, and then he's going to establish it. And he speaks of this leader who's over this assembly and says, I'm going to draw him nearer to me. Let's go. And I will punish all that oppresses them. All means all. That means every single person who oppresses Goshen will be punished. Next. I love this part. And out of them, who? It's talking about now a specific congregation or specific assembly. Their children, whose children? Goshen's children shall be as aforetime. And their congregation or assembly, Goshen, shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppresses Goshen. Did that sink in a little bit better that time? Now watch this. Look what happens to Goshen. And out of them, who? Goshen, shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry. Why? They're going to be keeping the feast days, Sabbath days, where? According as the Father wants them to be kept. That's what the Father says. He promises to do what? Multiply who? Goshen. When you deal with things on a specific level, you get a specific situation with specific people with a specific answer. When you read it from a wide perspective, broad is the way that leads to destruction, but narrow is the way that leads to life. The truth is narrow, not broad. This is speaking of a truth who he's speaking to. The ones who are called by his name. Literally called by his name. I am his name. And those who are listening to the call are the ones he's talking to. He's going to multiply them. Look what we have now. We have like 5, 6 people. Father says, I will multiply them. I'm going to multiply Goshen. Now, most people take it. They say, I'm going to multiply black people. That's it. Every single black person on earth, I'm going to multiply them. No, that's not what he's saying. The ones who is listening to the one he has sent, the Father promised to multiply them. Now, to bring forth that one, watch this. So the Father has promised to enlarge Goshen. Now people can say, oh, he's talking about Christianity. Christianity don't fit in this. Black Hebrew Israelites and all that kind of stuff don't fit in either. Because every single thing in Black Hebrew Israelitism, House of Consciousness and stuff like that, is not a congregation that's been established by the Father. So it don't fit. But that's how we've been looking at this book this whole entire time. That all of us is included. When the Father's literally talking about that, look how it fits perfectly. Number one, the Father says, I will multiply them. That means what? They're going to be children coming up out of this. I will begin to multiply them. I'm going to establish them. And it literally says, they will multiply. They will not be few in number. they will not be few in number. Meaning what? When it starts out, it's going to be few in number. So the one who has the fewest following in the world right now is the one he's talking about. And he says, you see that? They won't stay that way. They're going to grow. Once they get the right way of saying this, they're going to grow. He is talking literally to you. Talking about you. This is the good things the Father has to say about you. Look. Out of them, who? Goshen. Out of Goshen shall proceed thanksgiving in the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them. Who? Goshen. And they shall not be few. I will also glorify Goshen, and they shall not be small. So that's 2 times he done said that our numbers will not remain few. It's going to grow. Now, if you think about any other religion, all these different congregations, their numbers are not small. It's huge. It's a huge following. The Father's not talking about them. He's talking about this following that is very small. The Father is going to grow Goshen. He is going to do it because you see here now it is written. Let's go. Restoration of Jacob. Where? Through Goshen. Let's go. Verse 18. Thus saith Yah, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents. I'm going to release some stuff. And have mercy on his dwelling places. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap. And the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. Next. For I will restore health unto Goshen, and I will heal Goshen of its wounds, saith Yah, because they call thee an outcast. My goodness. You don't fit in with Black Hebrew Israelites. You don't fit in with a lot of Christians. You don't fit in with a lot of stuff. Because you don't fit in amongst the people, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. Watch this. This is a lion or a king who no man seeketh after. Nobody wants to be a part. Next. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Anyone speaking against Goshen, when the Father is established, will be devoured. Next. And all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. That means what? They're going to take the mark of the beast. They're going to be cut off. And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled. And all that prey upon excuse me. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Next. Why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. It's still going on now. Sins is still being increased. Meaning, as our people not following what they told, what he told them to follow the commands, follow the, heart of songs, follow what we're doing, how we keep what we keep. Things are being increased into the earth. Destruction is being increased upon the earth. Look, all your lovers have forgotten you. They seek you not. For I have wounded you with a wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of your iniquity, because your sins were increased. There is none to plead your cause. that they may be bound up. You have no healing medicines. But thus saith Yah, your bruise is incurable, and your wound is grievous. Look how it just fits, man. For I am with you, saith Yah, to save thee. Talking about your wound being grievous. Then he goes right into salvation. For I am with you, saith Yah, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, though I make a full end of all nations. Watch this. Where I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure. That's small parts. That's small, small whippings here and there. I will correct thee in measure. That means it's going to be balanced. It's not going to be an overkill. He's going to correct you in this, correct you in that, correct you in this, but it's in small measures. Now, when you cook, you have a measuring tool. Uh-oh. Something's trying to stop me. Sure it is. The start button won't work. All right. It's like they try to disable my. Someone is pissed right now. I'm trying to click this part where you see this little black spot here. I'm trying to hit start video. It will not let me do it. Is a quick. Oh, now it's on working now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get it. Look, I will make a full end of all nations. What does that mean? Where I have scattered thee. So everywhere we've been sent, the Father says, I will make a end, a full end of all nations. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee and measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. I am saying I will make a full end of all nations, mean that something is coming to do away with nations. Imagine everything is no longer being seen from a national level, maybe global. I will make a full end of all nations, meaning things that used to be known as a nation no longer will be known as nation, will be known as one thing. So if America is a nation, this is a nation, that's a nation, that's a nation, nations are going to be gone away with. And everything is going to be brought up under one head. Watch this, though. But he said, I will not make a full end of you. And he says, everywhere I sent you is going to become One. So we got these 50 nations. One day they will not be known as nations. And we're probably coming to that time now. But things will not be known as nations. It will be known as one thing, one world. Though I make a full end of all nations. Meaning what? Things will not be known as a nation no more. Something else is coming. But with you, I want to make a full interview. But in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, there's going to be killing, a lot of killing us, a lot of murdering us. And the Father says, I promise not to make a complete end of your people in these nations that I've sent you. That won't be known as a nation. One day you're going to look up and it won't be called a nation. We're in one nation on the Yah. Something else is going to be brought in. It's probably already here. We just don't know it yet. And maybe that's why the Constitution, in a sense, does not fit people's rights. Because if you start taking away things as nations, that means a whole nother rule, a whole nother thought process is now been put in. And the people do not know about this. So when they try to go for based off of something as a nation, when they might see it as something else, you're left out. Why people perish for a lack of knowledge. Next. He said you will not go altogether unpunished. Right? For I am with you. Father says in the time, he's going to be with you. When what? They're making a full end of all nations. The Father's going to make a full end. He's going to cause everyone to come up under one cup, one rulership. Saith Yah to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you, yet will I not make a full end of thee. That means you will still have your separate nations, 12 tribes. But I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yah. Neither be dismayed, O Yashael, for lo, behold, there's a symbol. I will save thee where? From afar. Salvation comes from afar. And your seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. But they shall serve Yah. And David, see how it ties in perfectly? Now with this thing, it comes out outright and put everything in the right perspective, the right chronological order and everything. But they shall serve Yah. And David, their king. So now, this congregation, who it is, or this assembly, whom the Father's talking about in Jeremiah 30, David is their king. That's all I can say. Wow. Wow and double wow. Wow. But they shall serve the Father and David their king, whom I will raise up where? Unto them. So literally by this scripture alone, this David will be amongst his people as one of them. But the Father himself will begin to exalt him in the midst of them. The Father will start to cause David to see himself differently, which is the same thing of the Father raising him up. So people will come speak against it. Who he think he is? Talking about that. Who in the... That's the Father raising him up. He was first seen as one of us. He was called brother. He was called Aki and everything like that. But now he wants to be called king. Lord, did you hear him say that? He said, I am. You are watching, hearing the scriptures be fulfilled in your eyes, in your ears. The whole world is watching it. And they do not receive me. Who do you think he is? The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive him, even though pretty much they see him. The Father promises to raise up the Messiah from in our ranks, in the midst of us. Right where we at, he raises him up. His voice begins to get louder over what everyone else is saying. In the voice of the seventh angel, that means he's raising up. Let's go. The Father is speaking directly to our people. Let's go. Whom I will raise unto them. I will raise up unto them. Not something you have known, but something, this person who will be raised up amongst you. Let's go. What shall come to pass? Watch this. In the day that I raise up to them, what? Their leader. What shall come to pass in that day? What day? The day the Father begins to raise up David, their king. Saith Yah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck and will burst your bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. He just said that what we've been finding out, like a lot of inventions that the people in America have taken from our ancestors, make themselves rich off of it, and give the people who actually established it and started nothing. He said nobody will take your ideas. No one will take your inventions. No more will take the credit for what my people have created. In the day when I begin to raise up this David the king over my people, in that day, I will begin to start giving what credit is due to where credit is due. I will begin to what? Break the yoke from what? Of the beast from off your neck. Why? Because David is coming with a banner. He's coming with my name. And those who come up under it is the same thing as whipping off the chains from where the Father has scattered you to. Now you come up under the chains or the banner or the protection of his risen king. Let's go. For it shall come to pass in that day that Yah, saith Yah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Who? Jacob. Alas, for that day, watch this, is great. This will be what? The great and terrible day of Yah. Alas, for that day is great. So he's saying when he's going to break the bonds. When? In the great tribulation. at last, for that day is great. It's a great tribulation. So that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, which is what? The great tribulation. But he shall be saved up out of what? The great tribulation. So in that day is denoting tribulation. During the tribulation period, which will be the same time where I'll be raising up David the king over them. The seal of Yah, the name of Yah, he will raise up this banner. Those who run to it and trust in it shall be saved. Everyone who trusts in everything else will be given over to the mark of the beast. Let's go. Ask ye now. Look at this part. I love that part. Ask ye now. Like he's saying like, ask right now. Ask yourself. Next time when this happens, you're going to start to see this. Ask yourself. Ask me now. Ask you now. And see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. For thus saith Yah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And these are the words that Yah spake concerning Yashael and concerning Judah. For lo, the days come, saith Yah, that I will bring again the captivity of my people. This lo is the symbol. So that symbol is the day. Again, the captivity of my people, Yashael and Judah, saith Yah, and I will cause them to return, where? Banner, to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. The ones who are what? Up under this banner. This is what the Father has sanctioned. The banner. Next. Thus speaketh Yah of Yashael, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yah, saying, or put it in a book, what? Confirming what the Father has said out of his mouth. Then we see this book, Jeremiah, has been written. But everything God said in this book was going to be named Jeremiah. My mind is blown. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to play with you. It's like, oh, I knew that. No. My mind is gone. Go to Psalms. Go to any book of the Bible. Try it even with the Apocrypha. Try it even with the book of Enoch. They're reading cover to cover. We can even start all the way. This caused me now to want to go to the last book of the Bible and finish out with that one. Read it as the beginning. So we always start from Genesis, but we never usually start from Revelation. But let's start from Revelation, all at the end of the book. Work our way to the front. I love it, man. Revelation. I'm going to go to the last book because it's the end. Everything dealing with the end, the last days. as he has declared to his servants, the prophets. The end. Here is the end. The river of life. All right, let's go. Starting from the end. The grace of Yasha be with you all. Amen. The end. He who testified these things said, surely I come quickly. Wow. The one who testifies, the one who has the testimony says what? Surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so, come Messiah. 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, where? It's a testimony. The one who tried to belittle the testimony, take it out of context. Woo! Gives it a little bit different, a little bit more terrifying thing to it. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, testimony is a prophecy, Yah shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. That means like, but what did he say? He said he saw the Messiah and now saying that's the Father. And the Father going to say like anyone who touches his testimony, try to say it otherwise than anything else. Watch this. The one who always do that always think that they themselves have life in themselves. I know Yah, he will show me, and I will get all these kind of things, right? But be the same ones to come against the testimony. The Father just said right there, anyone who touches the testimony is to be also the prophecy of this book is going to do what? I will take away his part of the book of life. By touching my testimony, in those kind of, you show forth that you're not saved. Powerful. Next. Yah shall take away his part out of the book of life. He which testifieth these things said, surely I come. Surely I come quickly. That means the one who testifies, who has a testimony, tells them he comes quickly. And then it says, amen, even so, come. And it says, Lord Isaiah, or King Isaiah. You understand? Then the Father goes on and put some more boundaries to what was said. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, meaning this person's come with the testimony, because it's written in this book of prophecy, Yah shall take away his part of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. That means none of the things that pertains to good things is for you. The moment people begin to start to tear down my testimony of me seeing the Messiah, which is me seeing the Father, and try to belittle it, make it small, make it something that is, how can I put it, common knowledge, common understanding, and try to zero it down to, belittle it down to everyone instead of this special moment where everyone does it. Everyone's a part of this. Their part is taken out. That's powerful. Watch this. Because they take away from the testimony, when they add to, take away from it, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Right here we go. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy. That means that's a testimony of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, to the testimony of what I've said, Yah shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. That means the testimony the Father's given me is from this book. If you want to add to it, or take away from it, guess what? There's a punishment that comes with that. That then may be added to the testimony. Let's keep going. And the Spirit and the bride say, what? Come. So you all will be the bride. And let him that heareth say, come. What? When you hear the gospel. And let him that is athirst come. I'm thirsty for the truth. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. What? As it comes out the lives. Listen to the water to refresh your souls. Is this making sense to anybody at all? Just asking. I know it's mind-blowing a lot of things right now. That's this. Let's go. I, the Messiah. Look at this. Oh my goodness. The Messiah just came through and now just, amen, spoken on my behalf as that he sent me. What? This is about Messiah, like, I'm the one who sent this angel. I sent this messenger. RIA, it's time. Anyone who adds to his testimony, try to take away from it or belittle it in any kind of way, I'm removing from the book of life. Never has it been read this way ever. Let's go. I, the Messiah, have sent my angel, my messenger, to do what? To testify unto you these things in the assemblies. I am the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. So now he just said, I sent him. October 7, 1997, I saw the Messiah. What'd he say? Oh yeah, it's time. Now the Messiah says, I sent him. So now when we go to the old scriptures or go to any kind of scriptures, like in so-called Old Testament, all of it is the book of Testament, the book of testimony. It says, I have sent my angel to guide you along the way. Messiah says, I sent my angel. I sent my messenger. I've sent my witness. I sent the one who bears testimony. Look at this. I've sent my, what did he say? I sent him to testify. I sent my angel, my messenger, to do what? To testify. The Messiah talks about how he don't receive the testimony of man. But there is one who says, we'll have a testimony about him. And he says his testimony is true. Here the Messiah says, I've sent my messenger. Testify. So it tells you what he's going to do. Testify. Now, testify means you have seen this with your own eyes and heard it with your own ears. That's what the difference of a testimony. I, the Messiah, have sent my angel to do what? To testify, to bring testimony to you. October 7, 1997, I saw the Messiah. And here the Messiah say, yes, I sent him. Next, let's go. But without the testimony are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whoso loveth and maketh a lie. Why? Because this one is coming to what? To testify of the truth. And anyone who do not believe my testimony is because the Father or the Messiah has made them to be liars. They're considered to be the same as dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, and murderers and idolaters. Because the Messiah has sent his messenger to what? To testify. That means the ones who are sent from the Messiah or sent from the one that people trust in, they have to bear witness. They have to testify to what they have seen, testify to what they have heard. No one can just say, I'm it. You ain't got a testimony in your mouth of not seeing him. The Messiah says, I have sent messenger. He received words from my mouth to speak. Who has that testimony? October 7, 1997. Who? Do you see what I mean? And then the seal the deal, the banner's given to the same one who has this testimony. Same one. Denoting him. The Father is like, there he is. The Messiahs are like, that's him. Those who put their trust in him shall be saved. Those who don't, again, dog, sorcerer, whoremongers. Those who don't believe my testimony, dogs, sorcerer, whoremongers. Those who are without the Father, the Son, and they can't claim to have the Holy Spirit because they don't believe the Holy Spirit. He has made them to be liars. So if this, whoa, this thing gets scary deep. Next. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Who? The angel that I sent to testify to you. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. By listening to the testimony of this angel, you have the right to the tree of life. That makes so much sense. Then when the Christian church thinks that what? Because they believe that they're good people, and they believe that they deserve to have the blessings and the they believe that I believe we deserve to have it. Here we go. See that there is a prerequisite. There are conditions in order to be considered receive this blessing. I love it. That's why it says, blessed are they that do his commandments. Whose commandments? This angel, this messenger. Blessed are those who listen to his word, who keeps his word. Blessed are those abiding to what he's saying. Blessed are those that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. Next. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Who? The one who is this angel, right? Blessed are they that do his commandments. Who is he? The Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work. Give every man according as his work shall be. Who? This angel who's coming. Because remember it says what? Come even Messiah, right? I love this. Let's keep going. He who is unjust. So at the time when this angel began to start speaking, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. That means set apart. Watch this. And he said unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. Why? For the time is at hand. Which ties in perfectly with the Messiah when he said, what? Yea, it's time. Speaking of what? I seen him. I bring testimony about him. And now we can see now. And he said unto me, seal not the sayings of this prophecy. Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. For the time is at hand. Then saith he unto me, see thou do it not, for I am a fellow servant and of thy brethren, the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book, worship Yah. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel which showed me these things. Behold, I am coming quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true, and Yah of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for Yah giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. Still speaking about the end. And they shall see his face. You see this? And they shall see his face. That's face to face. And his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no more curse. Do you see how we just got to read in Deuteronomy chapter 28? And how it literally smokes? Deuteronomy chapter 28. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve it. His servants shall serve him. The ones whom the Father has given into the what? The work of the king. Or, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, yeah, his servants shall serve him. I love that. Second, and in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yah and of the Ram. These things is very powerful. And I encourage everyone, like when you see things, Proverbs, anything, start at the bottom, start it. See what you get. See what happened, because like it says you all will also proclaim the gospel. So the gospel, the way that the church has done it, it says, envy not thou oppressor, neither want any of his ways. When the oppressor see this book, they want to read this book from the top all the way down. Nobody wants to read the book starting from the bottom of the verse, going all the way up to the top. The oppressor don't do that. So we need to read this book, starting from the back, starting at the bottom, going up. And we will begin to reverse some curse. We begin to reverse the spells. We'll begin to start to unfold in a manner that's never been unfolded. If everyone around the world begin to start reading this book from the back, start at the bottom, go to the top, see what you see. See what unveils. See what begins to show within the inner linings of this word. The Messiah himself is lifting me up. My Father is lifting me up. He put it in my mind to say what it is that I say. Therefore, that is the Father, the Son, in agreements to lift up the one they will send in his name. This is my testimony. So, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you for everyone who took time to hear out what I was saying. Take this to your households. Take to this people, like, just bring out the concept. Have you ever, thought about reading a Bible from the back? Well, why would I want to do that? Well, just to see what you get. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the back of the book. They go all the way down and they start from the top. Like, how about you start at the bottom? But why would I do that? It starts from the top. And it doesn't really say there's a certain way to read the Bible. It said that this Bible is sealed. And the way we've been reading it, maybe keep this book sealed. But have you ever thought about maybe just start at the bottom, first verse, and just go by verses? Verse 22, verse 21, verse 20, verse 19, verse 18, and so forth. All verses. Just going up and see what comes, what avails, what unveils. So with that being said, I'm gonna get up off of here. Like I said, I'm not gonna play any of my songs for the reason so they won't see if they're gonna try to put a mute to it, right? Because I didn't play none of my music. So we're gonna get to this. Remember, truth is not biased, it's absolute. And so now we absolutely see that the Messiah sent me with that message. I would see him face to face and bring forth this message that I've been bringing all this time. But in the process, I would think I'm just as one of you. I would be as one of you until the Father will begin to draw me to him and lift me up. But I've already been brought to him when I was younger. So the Father would do what? Just begin to raise me up. And he would tell me all the time, son, I'm making a platform for you. I'm making a platform. Platform is raised. When you say, oh, we're going to make this platform, the platform is to raise something up. It's not on the ground as it once was before. It is now being raised. When you have a platform is not low. It's raised. So by the Father says, son, I'm making a platform for you. I am building you a platform. That's the same thing as the Father saying what? I will raise unto David a righteous branch. I will cause him to draw near to me. I will exalt him. I will raise him. I will make a platform for him. If the Father makes a platform for you, that means the Father is raising you up so everyone can see you. And these are testimonies that I know. And I've been saying for years, Father was like, I'm raising you, I'm making you a platform. Meaning what? I'm raising you up. But I'm going to be in the midst of the people as regular, blended in the midst of you. And from the midst of you is Yah, is the creator, is the Messiah, is the leader of the people. But the world is looking for something else to come in when the Father is literally choosing from within to be raised up. With that, I'm up out of here. King out. Endure, Goshen. Endure. Don't let anyone take your crown. Don't let anyone take what is yours at this moment. This is your time to shine. And you're going to put everyone to shame who don't trust in what you're trusting in right now. All right, family. Y'all have a good one. Now, shalom, shalom. King out.
Yeah, so we are here at Truth Colors today, and today I blew my brother Yasha's mind, by telling him something that he didn't even know about, You see, the Father works in amazing ways. Yasha has had, see the background that I have right here? It has many colors. It's the Truth Colors background. So Yasha has had it since he started his YouTube channel. So me in the process of doing reading my stuff and all that, I've read about the coat of many colors. The father, all the patriarchs in the Bible used to have that coat. It goes down from Adam all the way till Joseph, and during the period of Joseph is when the coat kind of disappeared. But it was the coat of many colors. The same thing is what my brother Yasha here has. Truth colors. So you guys need to know that where all the colors for the truth are is where the Father dwells. So this guy has the truth and it's the bomb. If you guys are still double-minded, it's for your own doom. Check him out. Always listen to his words. The Father says you listen to what he tells you. You don't look at what he's doing. Listen to what he's telling you. If you follow the instructions, boom, you'll be saved. If you look at Adam and Eve, they didn't follow the instructions. The Father gave them the instructions. They went away from it. They did their own thing. They leaned onto their own understanding. But right now, he's speaking to all of us through Yasha. So we're supposed to listen to what Yasha is telling us. Truth colors, that's where the truth is. The way, the truth, and the lie. Yeah, my boy.
Appreciate it, fam. Appreciate it, fam. I do.
All right, you gonna cut it?
Yeah.
All right, fam.
Thank you for subscribing and supporting my Patreon channel, where the truth is not biased. It's absolute. I dedicate this channel through Nzambi Zulu to the awakening of my people and discovering who they truly are, to bring out information and revelation that they may not see anywhere else. And as we embark on this journey together, feel free to shop with us. OBYU, featuring our brand, Goshen Black. You can also purchase New Truth music from me, your boy HEARTOFPSALMS, aka Music, featuring Etana, Nzambi, JG, The Messenger, and other great artists on CD Baby and iTunes. It's time to awaken to the truth and power. Aren't you tired of being lied to? Truth speaks. Truth awakens. Truth colors.
Other Psalms.
Revelations. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark into his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Satan cast into the lake of fire. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. The great white throne. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was in the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works, in death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But I will tell you what will happen to cowards and to everyone who is unfaithful or dirty-minded or who murders or is sexually immoral or uses witchcraft or worships